Hi everyone, it's Lesley Oman here from HungryHeffyCrafts, and today I'm going a little bit artsy for you guys, and I'm going to show you how I created this watercolor style background, but instead of using watercolor paints, I'm using some distress inks. I'm starting today with a piece of 4x6 watercolor piece of cardstock, and I'm using the watercolor cardstock because it really holds the water really nicely. I've taped it down on all four sides using some washi tape to a craft mat, and that helps prevent any warping. Before I begin adding any of the inks, I have used a large flat paintbrush to cover the whole surface in water, and this will really help the ink to move. I've pressed the ink pads onto my craft mat, and I'm just going to spray that with a little bit of water here, and this water in my bottle has got some perfect pearls mixed in, so I may get a pearlescent sheen in the end, but not an awful lot. To add the ink, it's really simple. Simply pick it up using a really wet paintbrush and dab it on. I'm trying to make it rather random, and I'm overlapping the different colors, and I'm also adding a lot more water, and the water helps the colors blend together. There's really no wrong way to do this, you just have to play. You can see when I tap the paintbrush here how it pulls up and the water helps it travel along and blend into the colour next to it. Just adding a few splatters on top here, and a little yellow up here in this top corner. I think I'm happy with that, so I'm taking a clean paper towel and blotting on the top, and you can see how much the colour fades away, so I'm putting another layer on top. The great thing is you can just keep on building colour on colour on colour until you're really happy with the results. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow up here and down here too. There we go. So now that I'm happy with the background, I'm just going to clean up my craft mat and blast this with a heat gun until it's nice and dry, and then I can move on to my stamping. So let's get this dry. Now a piece of paper is completely dry, I'm going to just turn it around so I can work on it now with my stamping. And I am using this stamp set called On Your Special Day. It's a Marion Emberson stamp set, and I've decided to use the Fisker stamping tool with this one. I bought this stamp set second hand and it curls up a little bit, and when I stamped it, in fact, it didn't have a really crisp impression at the top, but that's okay because I went back over the top with my Faber-Castell artist pen, and it is a really deep black, and the design of this stamp makes it really easy. Next I'm adding a big bold greeting, and this is the Thinking of You stamp, and it's from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to use my Simon Says Stamp black ink on top of this. It's a dye based ink, and once again that gives a really big bold black impression, which makes it stand out a lot against the colourful background. I added one extra little greeting that says happy birthday and peeled off the outside, and then I ran it through my Cuttlebug using the stitched rectangles die to give a nice stitched outside edge to the finished card. Last thing was a little piece of embellishments with some little pearl drops and some enamel dots, and that's it. Thanks very much. I hope you give it a go, and please do give me a thumbs up if you liked what you saw today. Many thanks. Have a great day.